What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is the face behind Corey Chaos Caller. Yeah, it's not really on the streams very much, but being that I take the streams and I turn them into videos, having my face on the video, I don't know if it's good or bad. Let me know down in the comments below. If you're into Final Fantasy XIV kind of content, we are streaming achievement grinds and achievement hunting, collections, and all kinds of stuff like that. We've been playing the game for almost 2 years. We got over 429 days in the game. Not the best gamer in the world, but we have a lot of fun doing what we do. There's quite a few floor inspections. At this video, though, we're going to react to another Final Fantasy XIV video. Zane Lionheart did how to make Gill from the Final Coils of Bahamet. Okay, there's lots of different ways to make Gill in this game. Crafting is probably a really big one. Gathering is kind of spotty, but if you've got the time to put into collecting, if you've got the higher numbers, you can sell that stuff on the market board for decent Gill, depending upon what it is. Using your retainers to collect things and sell it is another really good free way to do it, especially depending upon how many retainers you have. So there's many ways to make Gill in this game. The dailies are a really good other way to do it, but this dude said he's got the Final Coil of Bahamet down to 11 seconds, and he's making buku Gill in a day's grind. So let's check out what this guy's got to say and see if we agree with it, see if we can see any flaws, and see if we can find any benefits to it. This is a low-level dungeon. This isn't like it's a level 60, 70, 80 dungeon. You can unsync this one, I think it's level 50, and rip through it rather quickly. So let's see what he's got to say.
Hello everyone, Zane here, welcome to another Final Fantasy XIV video. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make some Gill with Desynthesis with the Binding Coil of Bahamet. More importantly, the final turn against Lord Bahamet himself. So this might be the dumbest Gill video I'd ever make on my channel, but sometimes the dumbest ideas are actually pretty good. So what you're going to be doing is the Final Coil of Bahamet. So this is unlocked after completing 2.0 main story quests, and I believe also must do the hard mode versions of Ifrit, Garuda, and Titan. So the good thing about this is you only have to do the final turn of the first Binding Coil, which is turn 5, turn 4 of second coil, and then you can go straight into the fourth turn and skip all these. Now I choose to do this as a level 100 DPS because if you don't kill Bahamet before Giga Flare, he goes into his ad phase, drawing out the fight.
Something I want to add, if you're doing any of the relic quests, be it Manderville, Anima, majority of battle relic quests, you need poetics. Poetics are the key item for these pieces of gear, and so if you look, you get 100 poetics every time you clear a new dungeon. So he's saying skip all these other dungeons. He's robbing himself of a lot of poetics by the 100, because it's 100 poetics each clear. So I mean that's 500 poetics just to get to turn 5. So in a matter of one clear, if you've not cleared the final, if you've not cleared any of the Bahamet battles, you can go through this whole thing and get your 1500 probably poetics so that you can get a piece for your Manderville or Anima, although Anima relics have some poetic charges that are like 3,000-4,000 poetics. So yeah, it takes a little while, especially having a 200 cap or 2,000 cap on the poetics.
Gear icon at the top of the duty finder, go unrestricted party, then you can go as your highest level DPS, or go in as a blue mage, and then of course they confirm. Now the quests are going to be in the Waking Sands, Primal Awakening with Urianger, Alizé's Pledge, Another Turn in the Coil, Alizé's Resolve, and Fragments of Truth. This one here is after you completed the coil itself. So you'll find that in the hallway to the left before going into the antechamber with Minfilia. So it should take me about 11 seconds, 8 if I crit. which I didn't crit. So that took 10 seconds. And grab your loot. So you'll get a weapon coffer, a body piece, these tomes, which will give you a chance of making the glamour gear, which is basically the gear set, and if you're lucky enough, music. So for the body...
Now I play on a Mac Mini, not a console, so he must be playing on a console because these options are really foreign to me. It is kind of interesting to see the differences between console game use and PC game use. Me being on a Mac just makes it that much harder.
Coffers open up with whatever job that you want, but for the weapon coffers, make sure you open it up on a gladiator or your paladin. And there's a chance that you actually can get the paladin arms, and then you guys can double dip from that plus the coffer itself. Now, depending on what job that you have leveled, you can start desynthesizing these. Leatherworker, weaver, armorer, blacksmith, carpenter, alchemist, all the jobs except for culinarian are useful for desynthesizing these gear. If you do not have a crafter leveled up and you don't care to craft, then you actually can just vendor these to a vendor, or you guys can take them to the Doman Enclave for an increased amount of Gill. And I'll show you guys what a Doman Enclave is in a little bit. But if you do desynthesize this gear, there's a chance that you can get Battle Demi Materia 3, 2, or you can get materials to make a said glamour with these Neo Aether Stones. So let's first off desynthesize the sword and shield. That's where I can use the coffer. So there's 2 battle materia, which gives you 500 gil, so that's 2, so that's 1000 gil, way more than the weapon itself. But because it's RNG, it's a gamble. So you need at least item level 135 or higher, or 135 points of desynthesis to get the chance of getting those demi materia, otherwise you'll get these materials. So, let's head over to the Doman Enclave and I'll show you guys what to do if you do not have any crafters leveled up. So here we are in the Doman Enclave, which is unlocked to the main story quest of Stormblood. I think you have to complete 4.0 in order to actually do the reconstruction.
Just as a quick little hint, if you want to get one of your descents up really fast, fishing. Fishing will cap out super fast because every fish gets desynthesized. So you spend an hour or so fishing in a place, especially a high level zone. The higher the level of the zone, the faster you're going to go up. So you get to the highest level zone you can get to, start fishing, collect up your fish, desynthesize a stack at a time. You get 100 fish, you hit the desynthesized stack and walk away. Make yourself a sandwich, do something, keep on going.
Alright, so this is going to be player side, not server side, so you're going to have to go from the beginning. So talk to the basket, and you'll have the max of 200% gratuity increase, or 40,000 gil per week.
What?
But you only will get this at the max. So you'll get a 200 increase to whatever the amount of gil the item is worth. So the weapons will give you 1516. The shield, in this case, will give you 506. The sword, 1012. Body pieces, 1338.
What is this place?
Then go ahead and donate. And then if you want it back, then you come over to the side here and go to the reclamation box. I don't know if you get all the gil back, but this is where you'll find all that stuff here. So be very careful what you put in here, because when you teleport out, I believe you'll lose it.
Yep.
So a lot of people like to either use the demi materia, or they like to use the elegant silver piece.
Vendors will keep your stuff as long as you do not zone out. As soon as you zone out, it erases anything that you sold to that vendor. I've gone and sold stuff to vendors and stayed in that zone for a while doing crafting and things. Been able to go back and see, whoops, I didn't mean to sell that, so I can buy it back, an hour later, because I never left the zone. So a little handy thing. You leave the zone, vendors are reset.
gold pieces, platinum pieces, whatever. But this is a good place to get rid of your junk if you don't want to vendor it or sell it on the market board.
A lot of items sell for a lot more on the market board than they do to a vendor, so that's also a key. You got to wait for it to sell on the market board, but you get a lot more money for it.
Alright, so that's what you guys can do with your crap. Now, if you go to the vendor, or any vendor, you can then sell the gear outright if you don't have Desynthesis, or if you don't want to unlock it or craft in this game. So those options. You always want to sell body pieces and weapons. You never want to turn them into your grand company because you won't get enough Gill through the duck bowl method. So you always want to vendor these if you just want straight up Gill. So because the raids don't have a allowance limit, you can do as many as you like per day. So you can make a couple 100,000 Gill if you're consistent.
Cider Spider found out that you can only do 100 dungeons a day. Granted, that's 100 dungeons, but it's capped at 100 dungeons.
Doing this if you don't mind the grind. Okay, so like I said, this is probably the dumbest Gill video I'm ever going to be making, but if you found this useful, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel for more Final Fantasy XIV content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Happy farming! And that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave.
Alright, so I haven't done much with the Doman Enclave yet. I haven't dug into that at all. I've been playing around in Foundation and the Firmament. Haven't gotten to the Enclave yet. Will eventually. So where he was and what he was doing, I can't comment on because I have zero experience in that area. Same time, I mean, yeah, you can make a lot of Gill that way. The stuff sells. And if you're willing to do the grind and just run the same dungeon over and over and over again without being bored, by all means, have at it. I was trying to level up the last part of the Warrior Anima Relic, and I learned that I cannot grind dungeons over and over again. I get bored, I fall asleep, I get tired. I gotta do other things. So when it comes to a dungeon grind, I'm going to be all over the place. I'll keep hitting the dungeon, but I've got to do other stuff in between. That's just my gameplay, how I am. Very ADHD, very all over the place. I've got my shiny addiction. We're going after all the relics that we can, and anything else we can do in game. Achievement hunting is achievement hunting. We've got to get to the top of the list on LOL achievement, and we're slowly pecking away at it. Come hang out in the live streams, Twitch, Kick, Sawyer Custom Gaming. All three of those are live pretty much nightly after 9 o'clock. If you like this kind of video, hit the subscribe button, like button, throw a comment down. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. There's a ton of ways to make Gill in this game. There's a ton of ways to lose Gill in this game. Be smart about it. Have fun. It is a game after all. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.